Hello again, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to do it a little bit different, something a little bit different, because I watched some videos of the Howler Mouses, the Captain Frugals, and even the Cosmonaut comics. And this brought me to an inevitable idea. So yeah, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you my top 5 of the comics that I read in 2025, so last year. How we're going to do it, we start with the bottom all the way to the top, and also give some honorable mentions of a few smaller creators that you should follow if you want to, not because you have to, or if you're looking for something else. And I'll also be giving, I said best for last, a manga recommendation that kind of started my journey into manga and the study of the language, things like that. And before we continue, yes, this is my living room, or at least part of my living room. This is where I live. It's not big by any means, but for a single guy, it's more than sufficient. And yeah, I keep, as you can see here, it's clean, tidy. I'll make sure to keep things clean and tidy to show that I could run my own household and take care of myself. Because yeah, once you hit a certain age, you need to stand on your own feet. We all have to do it at some point. Because mommy and daddy won't always be there to support you 24/7. It's what it is. And yeah, that's all for that. Let's get into the video. And in this case into the top 5 of my top 5 favorite, entre comillas, American comics that I read in 2025. They're not all from 2025. Some of them exist way before it, but it's something new for a change. So starting with the number 5. That's literally the complete collection, or collected edition, combining issue 1, 2, 3 into one single bundle. And started originally out as kind of a webcomic kind of thing, the first one. Then it went to for the first 3 parts, or first 2 parts, and eventually went into crowdfunding, and eventually also into print on demand on Amazon, and also on Gumroad, etc. Both digitally and in this case, yeah, physically. It's released last year. What's about is basically the entire story of literally in one single book, where you follow Helena. Actually, her name is Helen, but I call her Helena. Arambula's goofy adventure. She goes from school to alien battlefields and perhaps even learns something about herself along the way. And she also loses a few boyfriends along the way, or quote unquote boyfriends. What boyfriends, right? And yeah, for the first time collecting a hardcover, or in this case, the softcover, with basically with it's written by Ran Disha, and yeah. It's written by Randisha, here it is. Diaz. Pencils and inks by Marcela Carignato. Colors and lettering by Alex P. Cretin. I'm terrible with names. And yeah. Also with some covers by... the first cover is by Timothy Lim. There's also the artist behind Kamen America, by the way. And yeah. Chapter 1 is basically written by Randisha Diaz, art and cover by Dirk Douglas, and this is unscripted, by the way, and Jacqueline Douglas. Chapter 2 is written by Randisha Diaz and art by Marcela Cregnato. I was spelled name correctly. Talnark, and characteristic and colors and cover by ISP Cretin. So, a few different artists, etc. And colorists. Very interesting. And chapter 3 is written by Randisha Diaz, art by Marcel Cagnato, and colors by ISP Cretin, cover by Timothy Lim. So it's basically it's kind of a coming of age type of story, but well executed. It's around Helen and Buddha's goofy adventures, where she goes from let's say school as a lot of things, and she grows up within 3 issues into a sexy Latina who fights monsters, etc. Has her own love, funny adventures, and eventually, has to say goodbye. Yeah, as you can see here, I'll show you a bit. Beautiful art. All interesting art styles. It's kind of rough on the edges, but it's good. This fragment from chapter 1, I think. And I can show you a bit from chapter 2 as well. Not the best part. Not the bad parts, but this chapter 1, this is actually the funniest thing. Is the Burried. And it's where she all over the you see her grow up. And as you can see her also doing puberty, and eventually it leads to the inevitable, let's say, ending. Which here I'm spoiling it a bit, but look at that. So yeah, that's the whole whiz of that. So if you like some real American indie comics, not those late K-pop things from certain movements, but people that actually care, pick this one up. And if you're not into this kind, if you're not into the manga art style, into the rough on the edges artwork, and you're too used to let's say American superhero comics, stick there. But this is an acquired taste. It also contains some cameos of other original characters, some more recognizable than the others. So that's the number 5. I'll post a link down in the comment in the description down below. 4. That's actually one that surprised me the most. It was kind of a shot in the dark kind of thing, where I read something since I have Globalcomix Gold subscription. One of the few subscriptions that I pay for actually, but it's money well spent. And I was looking for something during the Halloween months, and I found it. My number 4, Buried long, long ago, and it's basically based on true events from the early 20th century, from 1901 to 1908, surrounding Patagonis, who was a notorious serial killer that was originally born in Cebu, a place in Norway. I can post a link to my video about this, or the 5 videos I made about it down below. But we'll see. She basically lured dozens of lonely men to her Indiana farm and savagely murdered them for their money because, Bell managed to avoid capture, face trail. Much of the story remains untold until now. This is a fairy tale retelling of her brutal crimes from her perspective of her 3 young children. and there's a fourth one that eventually shows up, but out of nowhere. Probably an orphan, but we'll see. But they soon discover there's something far worse and far more evil than their mother on the farm. Something buried long, long ago. That you see over. It's kind of spoiled on the back cover. Candle eyes. And yeah, it's I kind of forgot her true name, but I'll post some links down and info down below. And yeah, as you can see here, it's this is basically how it begins. Don't let fool you, it's not a night fairy tale, but it's written by her eldest daughter, by Bella's eldest daughter. And yeah, still new. I recently unpacked it, and yeah, this is a little preview of how the mother looks like. And yeah, it's basically how she acted like that. There's actually an explanation for it because Cebu in Norway, it used to be a very cold. This is my favorite issue, by the way, the third one. Got from the third issue. Recommended. 9. This is really almost a 10 out of 10. And yeah, it looks all. It's not all roses and daisies, believe me. But yeah, how she came to be, it's actually quite both. Yeah, she actually. It's not just that she was a serial killer. It was a product. She was a product of her time because Cebu back then used to be a very cold, very religious place, and yeah, there wasn't a lot of room for because the gender roles were kind of different back then. But like many others, she migrated from Norway to the United States in hopes for a better life, and she developed a certain survival instinct. But not in the good kind of way. She's not a role model at all. She committed some serious fraud, and yeah, eventually murdered her husband to enrich herself because she knew how to act like the housewife, like the timid housewife, but behind this. But yeah, that was actually a trap. Once she caught you in your web, it was game over. But yeah, if you like something dark, gritty, not for the faint of heart, consider this one, and also read some background information about Bella Gunnis, or there's another name for it, but yeah, it's kind of hard to spell. I'm not Norwegian at all. I should have kept my notes with me, but you know how it goes. But yeah, if you're looking for something for Halloween, pick this one up. It's created by and written by Anthony Cleveland, artists Alex Cormack, and letterer Justin Birch, and the editors James P. Emmett and Ryan Carroll. But yeah, it's kind of a running gag throughout the story. Husband dies, she gets richer. But don't let it stop you. If you like something dark, something gritty for Halloween, pick this one up. Because this is probably one of the best supernatural kind of horror type stories for the time of year. And it's great for when you're at the campfire or something. Highly recommend it. So that was 4. I'd go on about this all day, but you know how it goes. We don't have all time. Well, not exactly the issues that I was reading, but I was catching up to get to volume 11. But number 3. With giant boing boings. Kamen America. Issue, yeah. What I read, this is actually the omnibus that combines 1 to 4. But I read the second omnibus that it's yeah, there's the camera. That yeah, combines 5 to let's say I think it's 8. Yeah. 5 to 8. And also they released volume 11 last year as a crowdfunding campaign, and not so long ago, if you backed it, they sent some mails that or messages through with a link to surveys to the digital files, etc. If you backed it digitally, if you did physical, if you wait for a physical edition, I think they're already sent out or not. I'm not sure. I didn't check all the updates, but there's also a separate kind of one shot that they did with Kamen. I'm getting to in a few minutes of a Cardi Kamen Victory. That's being released around February/March. But yeah, what this is all about. Basically, yeah, it started out as an, let's say, Captain Marvel kind of parody, but it eventually became their own thing. Charlotte Carly Vanders was an aspiring fashion creator whose fate was changed the day she was bombarded by cosmic debris, by a meteorite. Rebranding herself as a bona fide supercharged henching heroine, she humbly discovers that sometimes doing what's right isn't always what's fashionable. She fights a force of evil as the patriotic paladin known as Kamen America. And this is the third edition cover by Achusa. I hope I spell your name correctly. And back cover by Naoki Nizen Kohyaku Ichi. Yeah, I know a few words here and there. If I concentrate. Yeah. As you expected from the artwork alone, Tim Phelan is quite inspired by manga and anime, and there's also some elements of Catholic faith in it, because some of the creators behind Iconic Comics or a lot of them are Catholics, or at least former, not sure. One of them is that I know personally, Douglas Ernst, because not only was I reading this, but I also will discuss something in the honorable mentions. But yeah, if you like manga, anime, and if you like a good combination between writing and art, like this, show you a bit. There you go. Not just the sex appeal is one thing that sells it, but what sells it is the whole package. It's the writing, art, cover art, and character development that people go through. And especially in let's say the Soul Finder crossover that I also discussed in one of my videos. This actually, this actually follows up around this kind of in between moment between that bridges the time between the fourth or fifth, the rest of the volumes, because also shows the redemption arc of the villain, one of the villainous of the antagonists in this issue. Kind of shows the redemption arc. She will eventually become a superhero in herself. So if you like manga art, beautiful women, good balance between writing and art, pick this one up. You won't be disappointed. This is the best thing, grassroots thing that's coming out of the United States right now, with some elements from abroad to enhance the experience. And it's getting there's traction all over the world, not just in the United States, Europe, in Asia as well, Japan, Taiwan, etc. So highly recommend it. So we get the omnibus. The number 2 was another shot in the dark I found through Globalcomix, but it was destined and to be read in trade. It's called Mugshots. What Mugshots is all about is sci-fi crime noir story that about yeah, professional criminals in Great Britain, and yeah, about John Bannon, professional criminal. His niece is kidnapped, and has returned to yeah to Brighton to face the demons from his past again after a deal with because he had to flee because the deal went wrong with the crime boss Harry Woods that wants him dead, but that isn't the only reason. Yeah, his family has a dark secret, and that will be that involves Harry Woods, the crime lord of Brighton, the British crime lord, and he blames himself for it. He has bad relationships with his sister and brother-in-law, strained to the point of screaming matches and throwing punches. But Harry Woods isn't still either because he has to deal with it's just kind of fits the times where because with the demographic changes and immigration both legally and illegally, other crime groups and from abroad have entered the area. It used to be Harry Woods' territory. Let's say how you call it again. Yeah, his backyard. Albanian, in this case, Albanians, women smuggling, so human traffickers, entered his territory, and his son attempts to modernize what they do and tear within from his own past, which he has never recovered from, maybe causing him to potentially make some catastrophic decision in the present. All scenes will collide as the search for Grace continues and finds erupts in the seaside town of Brighton. So it's kind of crime noir with some really distinctive art. It's not as detailed as Kamen America, etc., but it has a really called pulpy kind of style to it, and so at times it's difficult to follow, but in terms of writing, art, etc., the whole package again, fantastic. This is one of the best crime. Not something that I usually read a lot, but it's currently one of the best crime stories slash comics has come out of the States. So yeah, if you want to read something different than the average superhero stories, just read this. You like crimes and dark family secrets, pick Mugshots up, and don't collect all the separate issues. Don't do that. You're only wasting money that way. Get the trade because there aren't a lot of people talking about this, which is a shame. It's published by Mad Cave Studios and written by Jordan Thomas, Chris Matthews, and Lucas Catoni is the letterer. Chris Matthews is the artist, by the way. Editor is Marla Isaac, and book design is Miguel Zapata. Zapata? I'm not good with names, so sorry for that, but don't let it stop you. You want a good crime story? This is where it's at. Mad Cave Studios. I'll both link down as well. Now to my personal, I had to be honest with my scores because, I had to look back my videos a bit to pick my number one of that I read in 2025. It's not a new one. It's actually from 2022. It was my favorite for a reason. It's created by one guy who did the writing and the art. It's not always a good combination, but in this case, picture fits perfectly. System error, issue 1. Or I read all 6 issues already, so I'm all up to date. It's about a tour guide slash robot ITTO unit. Wakes up in an, let's say, post-apocalyptic wasteland or a wasteland. And he was ready, but he was ready to take on the new day, handing out leaflets, etc. But the world he left behind is no more. It's replaced by post-apocalyptic wasteland, where basically rogue robots turn his kind and others into spare parts and corrupt them. with fading power core, and ITTO sets off across the decrepit London in effort to find out what happens next. And they just migrate all the way north to basically give his his not so sentient life to save humanity. There's a lot of dialogue in it, but the dialogue that's in there, with all the art, etc., it's enough to figure out some what the story's going for, where it's heading. So yeah, look at this. Great art by Phil Chapman. Chapman. I hope I spell his name correctly. Chapman. That's his name. It's in Japanese because on the cover you see his name in katakana. But if you like post-apocalyptic stories and you want to read something different, something with manga kind of inspiration from things like Makinarium, if you like point-and-click games, pick this one up on Blue Fox Comics official website. And there's also both hardcover and the softcover coming up in a new Kickstarter campaign, so you can collect everything and pay everything in one go and get the whole package. That's my number one. It's a 994 out of 100 for a reason, so pick it up. You're missing out if you don't pick this one up. You're missing out. This really they also have some fine Lovecraftian books, but this the highlight of Blue Fox Comics. Blue Fox. But yeah, that's my top 5. Now we go to some honorable mentions. First one is Under the Ring, issue 1 and issue 2 by Atomic Comics, written story and art by CRDR and editors MG Patch. Cover colors are Microspace Cat and lettering by Beckaroo. Also did the back cover. Also from the United States, but this one he does. They do the art, writing, printing. They do it all in house. So no print on the it's print on demand technically, kind of sort of, but it's not true. They basically cut out the middleman, and they delivered some 2 very interesting stories. The first one contains that's the second. The first one contains a lot of misogyny and toxic masculinity. So something to look out for, something we need more of. And this one consists of a hate crime. There's a hate crime in there. So or the massacre at the end. They should have kept both things that they got, both the gun and the other thing, but that's a spoiler, so we don't go there. The next, how do you call that? Honorable mention is a local creator from my own country. That's Signs of Blood and Water, issue 1, part of a 3-parter by written by Furi Chang or Felisa Markhorst. David Theon did the art, and of course interior and colors by Martina Rossi. Lettering designed by Eric Quadras and Niels Bull. And it's about what it's all about. It's coming about power, betrayal, survival, and the power of choices. And think, intrigue, enchantment, and the salty breath of fate and seawater. So what's all about is it's basically about let's say all the Tritons. So I think they are the mermen, have been killed in the last post-apocalyptic or apocalyptic war between the And yeah, these the sirens or the mermaids with no other choice but to breed and yeah, kidnap the land dwellers. And it's both. It's not for children. It's not for all ages. It's 18 plus of a reason. So I can't show all of it. Maybe just a bit right here. So if you like mature storytelling, etc., you like a nice cliffhanger at the end, pick this one up. And now we save the best for last, because I'm going to give a manga recommendation, and it's the one that got me into manga in the first place, and learning for that I drink a sip of hot water. But this was my entry into manga, and that's Gon Kamui by Satoru Noda. I hope I spell your name correctly. Was it Noda Satoru? I know. But yeah, it's basically about an kind of a historical fiction that takes place after the, if you're familiar with it, Russo-Japanese War, where yeah, one of the soldiers, Saichi, immortal Tsukimoto, and the Ainu girl, Asipa, they have to track down some escaped prisoners that yeah, whose tattoos form up to a lost treasure. But their search has got the attention of a group of rogue Japanese soldiers from the legendary 7th Division. The leader, the ugly cold-blooded and driven Lieutenant Tsudumi, will stop at nothing to find the gold. Tsudumi is not the only formidable opponent Saichi and Asipa must deal with. Former samurai who escaped with the prisoners is also carving his own path to the loot. And those enemies will put his nickname to the test. But till now, I'm 3 volumes in, 4th one, and the 5th one I have in the original language because I got them cheap from one of the bookstores when I was in the Land of the Rising Sun. It puts name to the test, but there's also a white wolf in it that is currently extinct, I think. And yeah, does take care of a beer cup. But yeah, don't see here. It's not even in people who like manga, especially seinen, like this one, seinen, or seinen. Since it's yeah, both historical fiction and also but also yeah, it takes some elements from let's say native tribes from the Land of the Rising Sun, also some prejudices, etc. The name of this old samurai or former samurai is Shinsengumi, or something else. I'm not sure it's Shinsengumi, but someone else. I still need to look up that name. But yeah, it really discusses and shows some nice elements from the Ainu, but also from let's say how they hunted back then in the day. I need to do everything to stay alive. And yeah, I need to find the gold as well. There's also some great hunters here. Beautiful art. Some historical elements. Nice Ainu grandma. His name is, here's his name, Jikata. That's his name. And one of the guys at the tattoos, and some nice sword fighting as well. The old geezer might be old, but he never loses his tricks. So if you like, long story short, it's not something, it's kind of a niche within seinen. My bad, I'm terrible with names. Seinen, there you go. But yeah, it's one you should look out for. If you like the more native elements, the more tribal elements, if you like history, the elements of the Russo-Japanese War, and beyond that, history of the Ainu, pick this one up because yeah, it's kind of a niche thing that not many people heard about, not many people like as well. If you like a little bit more of that, go for it. And that's well, my recommendations. And as I showed you, I already saved the best for last. So yeah, those are my top 5 and honorable mentions that I read in 2025. So if you like to see more videos like this, leave a like, subscribe if you want to, not because you have to, and check out my project, Jaguar Warrior, on Globalcomix, Gumroad, and soon to be 123 on the official site, and also on Gumroad and Globalcomix. And yeah, that's it for this video. I wish you all a very good night. I'm going to drink my last sip, and I hope you like this format. I hope you like this more personal video like this. It's a little long, but we'll keep it as it is. Yasmin Asai. I'll see you on the next one. Jane.